Ducky and Varmilo are two very well known keyboard companies and have come together to make what could be one of the nicest keyboards I have ever used in the 65% MIYA Pro. In this video I'll go through the build quality, RGB lights, sound test, and the pros and cons right after this. Before this video starts, I want to thank everyone for the continued support on this channel, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications, as well as follow me on Twitter at JustinTechTV. I got the rainbow theme in Cherry MX Reds, but the good thing about this keyboard is that it comes in many different themes that are very well done with nice artwork and will fit into any themed setup. I went with the rainbow for the nice RGB lights, as some of the other themes don't have RGB lights, but they still look very nice. Also, you can get it in pretty much every popular Cherry MX switch, which is a very well known switch brand for gaming. Out of the box, it comes with a nice USB-C cable, an extra escape key, and the helpful user manual to help figure out the RGB lights. The full unboxing is on my channel if you want to check it out after watching all of this one. This is a 65% keyboard, meaning it doesn't have the numpad or function row, but unlike 60% keyboards, still has the arrow keys, insert and delete, and page up and down. This is a nice in-between from 60% and TKL, although this keyboard is quite large for a 65% keyboard and is only slightly shorter in length than the drop control, but is still shorter in height. I do enjoy having the dedicated arrow keys, which I have been missing on some of the 60% keyboards I use. You can find this keyboard on mechanicalkeyboards.com for around $135 US, which may seem quite expensive, but this keyboard is built very well. It weighs around 2.3 pounds, which is very heavy when compared to the Pro 2, which weighs around 1.5 pounds and isn't a light keyboard, and more than the 2.1 pounds the drop control keyboard weighs, which is made of a full aluminum frame and is very heavy. Because it weighs so much, it makes it feel like it is a higher quality keyboard. It is made of a nice plastic case, which is textured so that it doesn't attract fingerprints, which I really like. It uses PBT keycaps, which also do not attract fingerprints and are very cool. They are not backlit keycaps, however, and the lights don't go through the lettering on them, but the RGB lights still shine around the keycaps and look very nice. The spacebar on this rainbow theme has some nice art on it, and I enjoy the rainbow colors on the rest of the keys as well. On the bottom of the keyboard there is some nice rubber grip so that it doesn't slide around, and some height adjustment feet with only one height option, though I do like the regular angle without the feet. If you want to use the normal function of the key that is printed on the side of the keycaps, you just have to press function and the key that you want to use. One nice thing is the stabilizers they use on the bigger keys, which are very enjoyable to use as it allows you to be able to use the same force anywhere on the key. One downside people might find is that the USB-C port is on the right side instead of the normal left side. This might get in the way of some people's mouse movements, but I have no issue with it as the cable doesn't really get in my way at all and I don't really notice it. But I did notice that the cable doesn't really plug all the way into the port, which is really the only fault I have found in the build quality. Like I said, I got this keyboard with Cherry MX Reds, and I very much like the Cherry MX Reds for gaming, but while still okay for typing, I do enjoy a more tactile switch for typing like the brown switch. Overall, this keyboard feels really nice to type on, so here's a sound test for the Cherry MX Reds. Now on to the RGB lights. They have very good and fairly accurate colors, which is very nice, and all the RGB lights can be controlled through the keyboard itself with no software needed. To change the color modes of the lights, you press function and the Q through right square bracket keys, but I'll go through all the modes in a little bit. First, I'll go through some of the issues I found. If you have the RGBs on, you can't see if caps lock is on or not, which is a little bit of a problem, but I don't find myself using caps locks too often, but sometimes I do click it by accident and don't realize. Another issue is that either page up or page down lights are always on and red depending on which mode you are in. As if you press function and page up, the number keys are normal, but if you press function and page down, they switch to the function keys. I would have liked if they allowed you to change the color of the light, but it really isn't that noticeable. So before we go through all the modes, to change the brightness, use function and the up or down arrow, and to change the color of each mode, it's function and the left arrow. So let's go through all of the modes. First we have static with function and Q. Then we have breathing. Then we have wave mode. Then we have a reactive mode with quick on and slow off. Then we have ripple mode. Then we have a reactive mode with slow on and quick off. Then we have gradient. Streamer. Raindrop. Swirl. Spotlight. And finally, rotation. Now to customize the lights, you press function and tab, then 1 through 5 to choose where to save it to. Then you press the keys that you want to change, and each time you press it, it will change color. And once you have what you like, press function and tab again to save it. To go back to what you saved, press function and right arrow to cycle through your custom light modes. There's quite a bit of bleed between the RGBs with the stock keycaps, but with some backlit keycaps they look very nice. So let's go through the pros and cons I have found with this keyboard. Let's start with the pros. It has a nice build quality and is very high quality. It doesn't attract any fingerprints. It has awesome RGB colors. It has a lot of great themes and artworks to choose from to match any setup. It's a 65% keyboard, so it is compact but still has those arrow keys. It has high quality PBT keycaps, and it has great stabilizers. Now the cons are the Usbc port on the right side of the keyboard might be a problem for some people. You can't see if the caps lock key is on or not. The page up or page down light is always on and red, and RGB lights bleed to other keys when you're using the stock keycaps. So should you buy this keyboard if you're looking for a 65% keyboard? I think that this is a great keyboard and it is very nice to type on. If you don't care about the price tag or the USB port being on the opposite side, I would say it is well worth your money, and Ducky and Varmilo made a fantastic keyboard here. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications and follow me on Twitter at JustinTechTV, and I'll see you guys next time.